all the little all the little island nations are very proud. I'm Irish. That's an island. I think there's always a mentality of people who come from an island country because you're an isolated. You're just, you don't have neighbors. You're surrounded by water, and usually they're small in comparison to the land masses where the other countries are based. And so you have a real sense of pride when you come from that kind of a place. And when you excel, when you seek to succeed at something, when you come from a place like that, you really do it like over the top. Almost like you have something to prove. You have a lot to prove, Cubans are like that. Puerto Ricans are like that. Irish are like that. Yeah.
It's so weird, the Irish-Cuban connection. Like, I never lived through it. So I don't know what happened with the Battle of Boyne and how they ended up in Cuba and partying in a Catholic country. That's all great and dandy. But then I look at the culture and how it affected me as a Cuban, right? I married an Irish chick. When I was dating, white chicks, whatever, they would come and go. Irish chicks stayed. If you listen to my love, 13, 12, McNeil, Colleen Maines, I was Moran, I was an Irish lover. And I couldn't figure out why Irish girls liked me. I'm like, why do these girls even talk to me? There's a fucking lady who's a genius. She's beautiful on Twitter. She's a doctor, okay, in Milwaukee. Her and her father come to my shows. I love her to death. She came to LA and go, I'll meet you at the store. I'm like, this girl trusts me. Like, Jesus Christ, who trusts me? Because they're fucking Irish and their fathers are crazy. Irish dads are fucking nuts.
Yeah.
So when they see me, they're like, this guy's perfect. Like, this follows That's the fucking...
That's funny.
So I don't know. Sometimes a culture... I'm trying to explain. I'm not explaining it right. Like, I had a friend in college. She was Korean. And I knew I was friends with her boyfriend. And one day I asked him, where's your girlfriend? He goes, she goes to the hospital every other period. Okay? Every other time she had a period, she would have to check into the hospital for 5 days. So one night we were at dinner after that, and I don't like to talk about periods and all this shit. So we were just talking, and she was explaining to us what really happens to her. And she says that she carried the sins of her culture, that the pain that her grandmothers and everybody endured like for years. Dog, it sounds fucking crazy, but that's what it turned into her.
Well, that's a big burden to have to carry, man.
Her mother had a period like this, And
I hope she got some good things out of it too.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
It was look. I faint. And one day some guy was telling me in college, he goes, the reason why you faint is because you came from Spanish ancestry, from Spain, and they were in a war. And when they were getting conquered, they'd faint to act like they were dead. And when you can't handle stuff, you faint. That's part of who you are as a culture. Your great-grandfather might have been a fucking soldier, but that stayed with you through your genes. That pain, like Korea went through a war. That's what she was saying.
Yeah.
That pain from the war, what happened to them, she carried that for years. And I don't know if it's hard to believe, but I see it sometimes in my life. I see what the Cubanism, the doors it opens for me, the things that I attract to naturally. My daughter's Irish and fucking Cuban. She joined the school band.
That's a great combination.
Okay, guess what she's playing? The fucking drums.
Right.
Okay? The teacher seen her play the drums and goes, sit the fuck down. When we go to Jimmy Florentine's house and the boys and the girls are playing, she goes in his garage and you hear blah, 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 blah.
See, what that is like I was married to a Brazilian. When you are drawn to cross cultural boundaries in the friends that you choose and the significant others that you choose, I think in a way you're seeking to complete some part of yourself. There's something in that other culture that you feel that you don't have. And by forming a relationship with that person, you complete yourself, right? And some cultures are particularly well suited together to do that. I think the Irish and the Cubans have enough in common that that's what draws them to each other. And then they have the things that are dissimilar that help them complete themselves. For instance, Irish being Northern Europeans can be kind of physically uptight. You hang out with a Cuban woman, man, you're going to get loose. You're going to get loose. Physically, you're going to get loose. And I think Cubans benefit from a little more steady, I shouldn't say steady emotional, but from a little more of an intellectual instinct that the Irish might have that they don't have. So they get that. That's what they get in return.
I'm stupid.
Well,
and my wife runs the fucking operation.
Yeah, okay.
So I depend on her for everything. But my wife...
You know what both the Irish and the Cubans have, though, is fucking temper. The temper that goes off. The emotionalism, the heart, wearing your heart on your sleeve, responding emotionally to everything. You know, not all cultures understand that. Irish and Cubans have that. You know, it's something that's understood between them. It's a perfect combination.
I don't know how to explain. Like, whenever I go to the doctor, my blood pressure's up. But then we take a breather, and then my blood pressure drops. And for years, I've had this problem. But I feel great. It doesn't really affect me. And I think that my engine runs hot.
Yeah.
My engine runs a little hotter than people. Like, I'm fucking passionate about shit. And I've gotten, like, I've lightened up. Because I remember being 25 and people saying, Joey, come here. You gotta, this is not good.
Yeah, you're going to blow a gasket.
And I remember now you're saying that to me. One day, I was working at a dealership. There was an issue about money. And without saying a word, I went in the back. I got a sledgehammer, and I got on one of the cars. And I said, if I don't get my money, I'm going to start breaking windshields. And one guy, came out. He's like, Joey, stop. Come here. He goes, what's the problem? How much? He gave me the money. He goes, come back Monday, take the weekend off. And he was an Irish guy. Billy Solon was his name. And I'll never forget this guy because he was white. He was rich. He was intelligent. He was Irish by name. You know those people? Like, he was Irish by name, but he read me correctly. And when I came back Monday, he goes, come here for a second. He goes, bro, I got to love you. I fucking love you. He goes, I fucking adore you. I've been thinking about you all weekend. He goes, I don't meet people that wear their heart on their sleeve anymore. I haven't since I left the war. He goes, people are just bland. He goes, I love you to death. He goes, in fact, I'm not even going to call you Joey. I'm going to call you Renegade. He goes, so he would call me Renegade every time he saw me. And when I went to prison, he sent me money, and he wrote me a letter, and he goes, you're going to be fine. You're going to come out of your head, standing on your feet the right way. I mean, he just understood me. But when he said that to me, he goes, come in my office. He goes, you fucking Cuban motherfuckers. And he goes, no disrespect. I don't want you to go off. He goes, but the passion, the heart on the sleeve. He goes, that's, he goes, you don't see a lot of people. And I never knew what that meant, but